Announcement in the morning. Okay, we are live, folks. And guess what? We have made it to the promised land. Let me switch around my artboard here real quick. Rawr. I could do that. There we go. And we are doing commissions today. I'm your host of Creating Comics, Chad Harden. With me today is Perry.
Hi.
How you doing, Perry?
I am pretty lukewarm. How are you?
I have a camera right in front of my face. It makes for really great live streams. Absent is Ray Ray. I hope Ray Ray's okay. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, it was just more like bun trouble. Like the
Okay.
bunnies are good. Like
Okay.
they're not hurt like last time, which bunnies made a full recovery.
Okay.
Apparently, one of them chewed on her Google Fiber cord.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's a really good. That is a really good reason not to be on. Your rabbit chewed through your fiber optic cable.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So yeah, just more fun in Buntown.
More fun in Buntown. Okay. So this is this is just a warm up sketch that I've been doing. I started it at Black Cat's Comics reopening. Let me just see if I can just scooch this a little.
Allison K Art in the chat says, "Hi, Chad."
Hey, Allison. Good to have you on board today. Thanks for joining us. We miss you. We should set up a live stream where we can jump on with Allison too. I mean a Discord. Sorry, I still
That'd be fun.
confuse all the terminologies. I'm gonna do this. I don't like having that metal bar up top. Okay, let's see. This is a size 4. I don't want to get started with a size 4. Oh yeah. My week has been insane. My day has already been insane. Perry, I'm gonna have you read the chat and then I'll answer. I can see that Allison's typing, but I have
Yeah,
the
Allison
IP
says. Oh, Allison has a. Okay. Allison says, "I have a question for you later. Can I text you when you're done?" Also, Johnny
Absolutely.
Monstar is here.
Cool. Hey, Johnny. Good to have you as well. Johnny, you need to come hang out. I still haven't seen Eternals. Oh! Jesse's here. Say
Yeah,
hello,
Comic
hello.
Streams.
Yeah.
Author JMac? GMac? I think so.
Uh,
So if I ever say someone's name wrong, I am so sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying.
I am making it up as we go.
I'm trying to find my. Oh my gosh. I thought it was. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh my gosh. I thought I was ready. And then it's like the one thing I'm looking for. There it is. It's always the last one, right? For a second there, I was about to panic.
Oof.
It's always the last one. Okay, so there's a good one. Let me see if I can find a 1 in here.
There's a nice like mixture of responses in the chat of like, "Perry, you should be sorry," and also, "You're okay, Perry," and it's like, wow. It's like the two sides of my personality. I'm just reading them in a chat.
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing's
Thank you all for the
Perry's
support.
fault. Yeah, it's all my fault. Everything, always. All of my touch sketch markers are all. I don't have a single one. They're all like either size 4 or size 5.0. So
Oof.
yeah, that doesn't help me at all. All right, let me see if I can find a 1. Maybe I have a micron. Oh, I have a micron.
Oh,
Okay.
Jared said he went back and watched my stream. Thank you, Jared. I hope it was enjoyable. I'm trying to get better at it.
Jared's a good kid. Oh, that's a 4 too. Holy cow. Okay, so I have one size 1 today. We're just gonna make it work.
Yeah, Allison, I started streaming on Twitch, so I'm still pretty new at it. It's just me drawing like either comics or honestly whatever I feel like. So, yeah, trying to do that whole stream thing and be an internet person, and it's been very neat.
I need to jump on. I need to be your Perry to your podcast or live stream. Sorry.
I mean, it would be nice to have someone to like bounce off of. That way, I don't start rambling. Because like last stream I did, one of the last streams I did, this is actually the one where my audio got weird. Oddly enough, I started talking about how like yeah, I just want to leave. I just want to like dip out of the country and like move to London or something. And I was like, huh, this got like oddly personal. And then my audio tapped out, so I think my computer was like, okay, wait a minute,
It was
just like another day.
it was the NSA.
Oh, maybe.
I think someone's asking for a link to your channel. I don't know if it'll do that because we have the stupid bots
That
on.
I know that's the thing. Like links typically don't work in the chat, but I can type my username in there because it's my username is the same everywhere. Because it is spelled a little odd, but it's just right here on Twitch. Oh,
Um,
Whisper. What
I,
is Whisper?
I think I think also, aren't you on my friends link on my Twitch page? So if they go to my Twitch page,
We were
oh,
gonna do that last time, but I don't think we actually
okay,
got to it.
we'll definitely do it this time. Okay. What
Okay,
time?
well, let me go ahead and grab.
What time do you need to jump off?
So I stream at 6, so
Okay.
I mean I've got time.
Okay. All right.
Which yeah, I am actually streaming today at 6 p.m.
How many things on my list did I get done before we started? 7. 7 out of 20. So I'm about 1/3 of the way through my task list. So if you're tuning in and you want to know the process, I basically sketched this out with Copics, the brush tips, and now I'm just sort of going back and darkening with some hatching and some line, just using these microns, which don't really have a variable tip. So I'm going over the lines multiple times to get line thickness and details and things like that. But I mean, the whole idea, this, and I actually, so this was like a pre-concept of our vampire that we were doing in the for the character design, but I thought having no eyes made it look creepier, so that's the way we did it. There's something about not having eyes that is just highly disturbing. If you look
It's
at,
so great.
yeah, Pan's Labyrinth, the one monster that has the eyes in the hands where he holds up,
Yes!
yeah,
Oh my gosh. Okay, the Pale Man is like I adore the Pale Man so much. Like first time I watched Pan's Labyrinth, I almost like ran out of my house right then to go get eyes tattooed on my palms. Just because I'm like that is nightmare fuel and I love it. I didn't, but I heavily considered it.
yeah, it just, well, and anything. Who was it? Was it Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro. He's the one
Yeah,
who did like the monster designs on
yeah,
that one.
yeah. His monsters are top notch, top notch.
So
Always
just going
freaky.
through. So I'm also just like reading through the chat as you're
Yeah, go ahead.
talking. So
Yeah,
oh yeah, all the people who were asking for a link to my channel, Allison did post it in there. Which yeah, once again, thank you so much, Allison. I appreciate that so much. And Jared said that apparently I Bob Rossed my stream, which thank you. He said that's a compliment, and I do take that as a compliment. Thank you.
does that mean you're painting happy trees? Is that what that means?
No, I I can't remember what I was trying to work on a character design because there's some new characters I've been writing, and I'm like, let me try to like spice up this character a little bit and see what happens. But then nothing was working because I've noticed that sometimes my characters just don't want to be drawn. And when that happens, nothing I draw looks right. So I'm like, well, I came in here so optimistic that I could get this character done, but turns out they just wanted to hurt me. So I'm gonna go draw something else.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I hate that feeling where it's like you need the artwork to flow, and the artwork doesn't flow.
let's see. JD Smith Digi artist jumped in saying wait the Cheddar Cenobite from Hellraiser, the Xenomorph, no eyes, some of the best.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Allison K Art asks, Chad, do you want links turned on?
Yes, please. And then now, can you see the Facebook ones, Perry? Gavin,
Um,
Gavin Jr. says looks amazing, buddy. Thank you, Gavin.
yeah, the only one I'm seeing are the Twitch chat, like the
Okay.
stream chat.
All right.
Hmm.
So I'll look up every now and then And if I see like a Facebook or a YouTube, I'll.
I wonder if we can get something figured out for the future where like maybe I could be able to see multiple chat rooms.
Yeah, that would be.
So it's like, I can do my job.
We'll have to. There's so much that we need to do. Hi, Boo. Boo's here. Come here, Boo. Get on camera.
Aw,
Boo Booth. Boo Booth.
puppy pal.
Come here, Boo. Wait, am I aiming this the right way? Yeah, come here, Boo.
Aw.
Come here, Boo. Come here, hon. Come here. Come here. There's Boo. Aww. Hi, Boo. I hope.
Allison did it. It worked.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cool. Now links can work in the chat. That is. Oh, wait. I thought the link went through.
Maybe she turned. Now, listen, Boo. If you need to go to the bathroom, you gotta go get Tacy. I'm in a live stream. Go get Tacy. Go get Tacy. Go get Monkey. I'm sure my daughter really appreciates me blasting out her nicknames on. All right, let's get this back to where it was. All that time setting up the camera and autofocus. Ruined. To show my dog. All right. And my belly. Get in my belly. All right. There we go. Hold on. Nope. Oh, there we go. Autofocus. All right. Cool, cool. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to. I think last time didn't we just set it so it didn't do that? Let me set that real quick. Let's see. Focus.
Wait, I'm going to mute real quick because someone rang my doorbell and my dog's going nuts. So I will be right back.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm hoping that just stays focused there. Allison, that is not a Chad question. Chad will not be able to answer that one for you. That is a you question. Ooh, we got a new follower. Isle of Terror, welcome.
I have returned. Huh?
Oh, I was just saying welcome.
Oh, hey.
We got a new follower, so Isle of Terror, welcome.
Nice. Hey, sorry. Apparently, I received a parcel.
Oh.
So.
Do you know what it is?
No, it's not for me.
Oh. Is it for the parental unit?
Indeed. It's a parental parcel.
I'm not allowed to open any packages. Valentine's Day is too close. But I'm always... I think we talked about this during like the Christmas season. Where I am like the Christmas snob. That might have been another... I think that might have been on MB Artist. The MB Artist live stream.
Isle of Terror says, hey, Chad.
Hello!
It's Martin Holgersson from Sweden.
Hey! That is awesome. That's what I love about this. That is so much fun. How you doing, buddy? You know what? We should talk about... Okay, so first of all, we have been... I have been behind on commissions basically since... well, actually, I found out the other day that I still had an outstanding commission from SummerCon.
Oof.
Yeah, which was... Yeah. Yes. Now,
that is 50 Shades of oof.
Yeah, I had thought that I'd finished absolutely everything. But I guess what happened is when Joy and I were basically running out the door, we took one more. And we didn't write it on the list. So, that, because we're basically leaving. And then when I got home, I checked the list and there was nothing on the list. Anyway, so I technically have one from SummerCon, And then I think I have 7 from Dallas. And then I think I have like even more from Denver. So I'm really super backlogged. I apologize. I think I've pretty much contacted everybody and let them know what's going on. Everyone's been very cool. Thank you. Personal stuff that I don't really want to put out on the internet, but everyone's been very cool and supportive. I've offered refunds to everybody, to those who wanted that, especially during the holiday season, because my goal was to have all of them done before Christmas, and I was only getting 3 of them done before Christmas. So, but anyway, so this is our warm-up sketch. As soon as I feel like I've worked out all the bad drawing of the day, then we'll jump onto the commission list, and we'll just keep going down the list until it's done. But we're also going to be doing our first Whatnot. For those of you who aren't familiar with Whatnot, it is an auction, a live auction app. And we're going to be doing that next Saturday. So we'll have another reminder. Well, I guess I'll be live streaming all week. And I will be adding Whatnot pieces that are going to take place in the live auction. Those will serve as my warm-up sketches, and then I'll do a dag on it. Hold on, I'm gonna need to fix my camera now that just slipped off. And then I'll need to. Oh, is that still? Dag on it. Forgot to close that down. I'm such a noob. All right, wait. I just noticed. Hold on. Oh my heck. Rotate.
See, Isle of Terror says, I'm good, man. Just checking in for a little while before I go to sleep. I'm gonna work all weekend. Hope you're doing great.
We are doing great. Thank you. Let me see if I can. And yeah, come back and watch anytime. If you missed the streams, we are also live streaming to YouTube. So they're up there at your convenience to watch. I think the videos. How long do the videos stay on Twitch? Like 2 weeks?
Something like that? I'm pretty sure.
So, feel free to watch them on Twitch. Oh, there we go. I'm sitting there looking for the controls. All right. Hey, look. There we go. See, when we do that, though, it has such a more narrow focus. Is that good? Do we like that? Let's vote. This is the Board of Knowledge. This is where I write everyone's name before I sign their stuff. Because if you don't do that, you get in trouble.
Let's see. So JD Smith DigiArtist says that's a lot of graffiti on your drawing board. Do you live in the Bloods or Crips zip code?
Well, I think growing up I was in Vegas, which was like a contested territory, technically. I don't know who gained control of Utah. I know that when I lived in West Valley, it was definitely the Crips. But
then let's see. Alison K Art says, yeah, 2 weeks for affiliate and a month for partner. So that, I guess that's how long videos will say.
Okay. So
then we've been rated by the Natchen 1984.
Yay, Natalie! Hello, Natalie. Natalie also is a streamer on Twitch. Now, Natalie, do I have your stuff up on my page? If I don't, we need to fix that. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Natchen says hello with an A.
I think that's British for hello.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Boo. Hold on. I gotta text my daughter. Boo's back, which is not good. That means she's probably ready to explode.
Oh, thank you for sharing that link with us, Allison. I also went ahead and linked Nat Chan's channel.
Cool. Thank you, Allison. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta text Let's see.
Yeah, text your child. Text the spawn.
Yes. If nobody responds, I might need to pause and. This is so entertaining. Kiddo? Michaela? Someone's... I can hear someone moving. So maybe they got her.
There's movement in the shadows.
Alright, there we go. Is there? Hold on.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, anytime I hear the thing of like, I hear something, it's like, they're in the shadows, they're creeping.
They are.
Is it
Michaela?
Nat-chan?
Monkey, will you take Boo to go potty? Alright, thank you. Okay, alright. Tacy's on the job.
Yeah, the Nat-chan 1984 says, sadly, I can't stay. I've got to go do some adulting things, but I love you, dude. Wanted to bring my peeps over here because you're awesome.
Thank
Well, that's
you.
nice.
Natalie is the nicest. It's official. Natalie's the nicest person on the planet. Thank you, Natalie.
I mean, she rated us with raccoons.
There we
There's a
go.
bunch of little raccoon icons like that. That's one of the sweetest things. Them trash pandas be wholesome.
We appreciate it. Oh. Okay. Oh, if I start drawing, Perry, if I start drawing outside of the
Outside of the parameters.
yeah, I'll have to figure out how to get this set up because look, when I rotated it, look how much of the screen I lost. Oh, and I forget to. So like if
I wonder if it would be worth it to like take some masking tape or something. Like if it's a matter of figuring out where on your board
yeah,
to keep the image, you can like put some like painter's tape or something to create like a little frame for yourself.
yeah, but like if I somehow figured out how to turn it sideways, I'm gonna get a lot more area. Does that make sense? Like right now I have it perpendicular, but if I can get it parallel, and I just knocked over my energy drink. So when I rotate it, see how much it zooms in? Like I'm only getting half my camera when I do that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that is peculiar.
Well, it's because well, I know why it is, but I'll need to fix that. So I'll need to build some type of a rig where this is like on the side, but
Mhm.
we're not doing that today right now.
Nope, we're in too deep at this point.
Yeah, that's right. We are committed. We're just gonna get this vampire all scary and nasty.
JD Smith, the G artist, says just draw 60% smaller.
Yeah, exactly right. Tiny little sketch card stuff.
Trying to think if there's anything like I've watched recently, because I feel like one of the things I always end up talking about is like, oh, here's this new thing I watched on Netflix or something. I'm trying to think if
And we
I keep watching all the Cuphead trailers. That's been really fun.
so is it on? Is it gonna be on? Is it what was it called again?
Cuphead.
Cuphead. I wanted to say Cup Bop, but that's a restaurant.
The Cup Pop Show.
Wait, daggone it! How did I get this inverted? Oh my heck, Perry. Oh my heck. Okay, there we go. And then how do we? There we go. Just click a million times. All right. Wow, Chad. Okay.
It do be Friday, Allison. Allison K. Art says tech issues. It
I
be
know.
Friday.
I know.
It do be Friday. The tech is like, look, it's almost the weekend. I want my day off now. I'm taking a half day.
Yep. Well, problem persists in between chair and screen, so
Yeah.
it's hard. My parents stopped learning technology at programming the VHS. They can't operate their cable anymore. They can't operate their TVs anymore. Like they're just done. They just call me, and I go over there and I have to hit input on their television to get their Western channel to play. And
Man, like
I thought
I know I'm only in like my wait, what?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say like I know I'm only in like my early 20s, but man, that is an acronym I have not heard in a long time.
What's that?
VHS.
Yeah, VHS. Yeah.
Like I don't, I'm getting all these flashbacks to watching the Brave Little Toaster on VHS.
Well, do you know that they are grading VHS tape cassettes, and now that's like the new hot collectible. That
Really?
that in video games. Yep, like people
Like
are.
old like Atari games or
I think the most valuable one that's been graded is a original Nintendo Entertainment System Legend of Zelda.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but yes.
I mean, okay, if records can make a comeback, I feel like VHS can absolutely make a comeback.
Well, they're not watching them; they're literally just grading them, and it's like and people are putting them on their walls. It's like when they
Oh.
it's like when they CGC a comic. So it's weird. But like all my friends are like, oh, I just threw out all my VHS tapes. And I'm like, ha ha. Like
It's like, ha, you fools. If only you knew.
my hoarding instincts paid off. I have everything still.
Oh my gosh. That reminds me of that story you were telling me about the Transformers guy. Was it Transformers?
Yes.
Where
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. The animator for what I want to say. I think he said. I can't remember now. But I think it was some major. I think it was like I know Starscream was one of them, and I want to say either
yeah,
Megatron or Optimus Prime. It was one of the leaders. I can't remember if it was the Autobots or the Decepticons. But anyway, he threw them all away like a month before
like
the
right
live
before it
action
blew
film.
up, right?
Yep, yeah. And now people are selling them for buku dollars. And he's just like, well, they're in my basement for 20 years doing nothing. So I was so heartbroken. I was almost like, let's go to the dump. Let's say, like, we could go there and pretend like, there might be a body and we're looking for a body. You know what I mean? And just go find those cells. I was so
I
heartbroken.
actually have a couple. I have a couple of dumpster diving stories. That just took me back.
There you go.
But here, I have to get back. Let me get back to the chat real quick.
Okay.
So Mecha Jared says, "I'm old enough to remember what beta is. Remember those, Chad?"
Yes. Wasn't beta? Beta was like the superior format, but for whatever reason, it didn't catch on. I don't know why.
Let's see. Allison K. Arts has got to blow on those cartridges to get them to work. Oh, those were the days.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
That I do remember doing.
Yes.
I am old enough to remember doing that. And then JD Smith Digi Artist says, "How are they grading the VHS? If the cassette tape is worn down, wait, what?"
I have no idea. That is you would have to find out who's grading them. So so someone has started up a grading service. And they have criteria, but I would imagine it's going to be things like the condition of the box, the condition of the cassette, and then they'll probably play it and look for like any type of distortions or things like that. And I would imagine there's like an AI algorithm that will like measure the sound in the picture. A lot of this stuff is going AI. A lot of the grading is going AI. Matter of fact, I think there's a card company that just got released that grades baseball cards and Pokemon cards, and it's all robotic. Like human hands never touch it. Like they literally open the box up, they put it in, and the AI does the rest. So we're living in the future. We thought we'd have robots to make breakfast and clean, but no. All they do is grade our collectibles.
I don't think I ever told you about the days when I used to go dumpster diving.
No, let's hear it. What'd you find? Did you find dead bodies?
No. Oh wait, here, before I get into this, so I Love Terror says, "Okay, Chad, gotta get some sleep. I'll be back when I don't have to get up at 6 in the morning. Take care, buddy."
All right, we'll see ya. Thanks for tuning in.
But no, see, here's the thing. Because I wasn't like a hardcore dumpster diver where I'm out there looking for like rare collectibles or something. Like, no, I wanted plants. And I wanted plants for cheap.
People throw away plants?
So, yeah, well, because up in Draper, in like kind of that area. There's a couple of like kind of greenhousey places.
Right,
And
nursery places.
yeah, and
Uh-huh.
if the plants aren't selling well or they just don't look like they're doing well, then they'll throw them away. So I was like,
You would rescue plants.
yep.
They're like, "Save me, Barry," and you'd like, "Here I come."
Yeah, I'd
Right?
just be like, all right. But it's actually pretty nice. Found some good plants, and I mean, here's the thing: they're like a little wilted, but they can easily be nursed back to health.
Good.
Because
I,
I saw this thing
I would
where it was saying like, oh
kill
wait, what?
plants. I would kill plants, even with the best of intention. I can't. They don't live. When Joy asked me to water her plants, they all die. It's sad.
And I saw this thing that was saying like for millennials and Gen Zers, they're like, okay, so pets have become kids, plants have become pets, and candles have become plants. Like that's how like they've all kind of replaced each other because now people are like getting sentimental with their candles. And you know what? It called me out because I have like three candles that they're dead, they're deceased, they're done. But I can't get rid of them. Like I just have like this weird attachment with them. And I'm like, I remember you though. You don't have a name, but you've been around. You've listened to my tangents. Like I've bonded with a candle. So
I can't throw away my used pencils. I feel too guilty. I have all
you
my
just look at them and it's
pencils.
like, we have history.
Yeah, I just have like these tiny little nubs, and I just save them. Like I've used them all the way down to like the eraser, all the way down to the metal, and I just like I can't throw them away. I'm like, you served me so well. You survived.
Okay, I
Now
wonder if you
enjoy
get enough of
retirement. I tell them to enjoy retirement, and they have like a little community. Here, I'll show them off. Where they at? This might not be the right art bin. Nope. Either that or Erica moved them. I think Erica might have moved them. Erica's always cleaning up for me. Yeah, they're not there. Anyway, they're somewhere. Or maybe she threw them away. That would be so sad. I'd be like bummed out. Now I gotta go find them after the.
so you can create like a whole timeline with, used up pencils or like a little mosaic piece on the wall in a frame.
Yeah.
And it's
It,
like, my pencil graveyard that I've just mounted up here on the wall.
they're not dead. I could technically still use them. They're just enjoying retirement.
Oh my gosh, now all I can hear in my head is Monty Python. Just, I'm not dead.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm feeling better.
I know. Yeah.
Like, no,
So
you'll
sad.
be dead any moment. Like, I can't take him if he's not dead. Was there anything you can do to help me? Oh, and now my dog has come to say hi. Hello.
I didn't know you had a
Oh, yeah,
dog. I knew you had Soviet.
Soviet's my cat, for anyone who's not aware. I have a little black cat named Soviet, and he is most precious comrade, Kitty. But yeah, well, the dog is technically my mom's,
Ah,
but it's like I'm here, so
yeah.
I watch him, I hang out with him. He's floofy. He's an Australian Shepherd.
Oh, he's super smart then. Those are
No, he's
smart
not.
dogs. He's not? Uh
No,
oh.
he's not.
He got like dropped on his head as a puppy or something. Just
I don't
or
know.
got all the recessive genes.
I guess.
Oh boy.
I mean, he's a good dog, and he definitely has that whole like I must protect the land,
Yeah.
instinct.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Well,
like
maybe,
people come around, and he's like, "You moved a little too fast. Get off the yard."
okay. So oh boy. So yeah, basically he's probably really smart, but he has nothing to herd. So he's just like,
He tries to herd Sovi.
yeah, exactly. That, yeah. Like people don't understand. All these dog breeds that we have, they were bred for a purpose.
Yeah,
And when they can't fulfill that purpose, like they become seriously neurotic. So, poor buddy.
just like it's funny because like he'll try to like herd Sovi or like try to play with Sovi, but he's probably like 3 or 4 times as big as Soviet,
Oh wow.
and Well, I
So
mean,
he's
Sophie's also kind of like a little kitty.
okay.
I would
So
say.
Soviet small. So like how many pounds would you say? Like 20 pounds, 40 pounds
For him or for Sophie?
for him?
Oh, let's see. Baxter is probably like 45.
Oh, so he's almost as big as Boo then. Boo's
Yeah.
50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is that because I had an art night the night when I made crepes, and you weren't able to make it.
Oh, guess what I had for breakfast today?
Crepes.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Tasty and I. So
Oh,
I got home so late last night. I go, Tasty, what do you want for dinner? She goes, let's just go to bed, wake up, and have breakfast.
nice.
So we went to the pancake house and had crepes, and they were good. Yours are good too, though. But I thought it'd be rude if I showed up at your house and said, Perry, make me
Oh my
some
god.
crepes.
You just knock on the door and it's like, hey, feed me.
You're like, this is not part of the internship.
I mean,
Boundaries,
that's not
Chad.
the worst thing to like ever show up at my door. So
Ugh.
I'd probably be like, okay.
But crepes are so
Here.
good.
But yeah, so that night when everyone was coming over, of course, he is just barking his head off because like there's all of these people in the house. But I kept telling people, I'm like, look, here's the thing. He's not aggressive. He's just loud.
Okay.
Like he is a marshmallow. He looks like a toasted marshmallow. He's just a
Aw.
very loud marshmallow.
Aw.
Very floofy.
So when you said marshmallow, that was the name of the Veronica Mars fans. They call themselves marshmallows. And
I could see where they could get that name from, yeah.
Kristen Bell has a new Netflix show, the one that we were talking about. I saw what you did in the
Okay.
window across this,
Okay, here's the thing. So you finish your thought, and then because I started this show and I have a couple notes, but you finish your thought, and then I'll tangent.
I thought it was hysterical. But I honestly wonder if there's enough people that like are into that genre to basically realize that it's a spoof and not like a serious show. Because I don't know. Anyway, I'd be curious to what you think, like whether or not you think it's so over the top that only I feel that way, or do you feel like there's people watching this like taking it seriously, wanting to know?
Well, I was one of those people because I'm only on like episode 3,
Okay.
and like I've been taking it seriously because like I kind of forgot that because I remember you telling me it was supposed to be like a spoof or a parody or something, but like that just completely slipped my mind. So I've been watching it as like a serious viewer, and I'm like, I hate every person in this show. Like what? It's like it's driving me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Because I mean, yeah, you have like the main girl that's like the uber paranoid, like constant, like I swear she goes to like what 3 bottles of wine a day
Yeah.
or something. You have like the neighbor that just can't mind her own business, and it's like Carol.
Yeah.
Carol. It just she's going around like talking to everybody about like, okay, well you know about Anna in that house, right? Well she has like a drinking problem, right? And it's like Carol.
Yeah.
Since when did that become any of your business, Carol? And there's that, and then you have the himbo across the street that's all like, here I am, and I'm gonna pander to the female gaze of like I'm a single father who cares about my daughter, and I'm sensitive but also athletically built, and it's like,
It just
well,
gets
that's a
better.
Hallmark protagonist if I ever did see one.
It just gets better.
I'm just like, okay.
So Allison is asking, is that the new Karen? Yeah. Carol
I
is.
feel like that could be like, yeah, Carol and Karen, they fight on the same team. I don't know if you can replace one with the other, but they definitely like go to the same book club, the kind of book club where like they don't actually read anything, they just gossip the whole time. And someone's like, hey, I brought a salad that's not actually a salad, it's just full of whipped cream, but we're gonna call it a salad. And it's like, well, Chantel, should you be eating that though? Like, here's the thing, lots of love, honey, but like, should you? Again, lots of love. Love you so much. And it's like, Carol, go home.
I love those Jell-O salads with whipped cream. I do. My favorite's called Watergate Salad. We've talked about this before.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes, Allison. It's fun. It's fun to watch. I'm afraid that there's a lot of people out there that aren't going to pick up on the sarcasm and just think it's like utterly ridiculous. But it's
Yep.
meant to be
I'll
sarcastic.
keep that in mind moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Jared says, so basically every character is an exaggerated cliche. Yeah, that's probably a good way to look at it. They almost seem like, yeah, hyperbolic caricatures of like I don't know, a sitcom neighborhood, I would say.
Well, did you find out how the daughter died?
That was the other thing. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, with all, I don't necessarily want to like spoil anything in case like it's not really a spoiler that the main woman's daughter died. Like they make that pretty apparent in the first episode. I don't really want to like get into the details because I don't want to take away from the experience of learning. But I was like, you basically put together a whole puzzle of murder.
It's
like
so
like excuse me.
So funny. Yeah, we won't spoil it. What else is usually Netflix has some good stuff going on. It seems to me I watched another show that I really liked. Oh, Ozark. Ozark season 4 is out. It's only 7 episodes, but holy cow, they packed it in. Amazing. Like, so if you're not familiar with Ozark, it's Breaking Bad for accountants, okay? So, like, every accountant in the world that just is boring and hates their job and wants to learn how to launder money for the mob, this is basically, like, their bad boy fantasy. But it is so... Jason Bateman, if you're a fan of Arrested Development, I've been watching Jason Bateman since the 80s. I think he was in Valerie's. I think it was like Valerie's Family, or anyway. And then Valerie died, and they called it something else. They brought in like Sandy Duncan. It was really weird. But so I've been watching Jason Bateman my whole life. But recently, he made a resurgence. I think the first time I saw him like come back for like a mature role, he was in Smoking Aces, which was like a over the top heist gangster flick with, ironically, Chris Pine plays like this crazy neo-Nazi, like post-apocalyptic marauder, almost like a Mad Max type character. Ben Affleck's in it, but he gets shot like 5 seconds in. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's a great film, and Jason Bateman's in it, and I think it sort of relaunched his career because after that it was like Arrested Development, and then Arrested Development just blew up, and then he comes back and he's in Ozark, and he is amazing in this show. Like, anyway, if you're a Jason Bateman fan, it is must see TV. But my favorite character is this little girl called Ruth, and I think Ruth is about to go off. So anyway, make sure you watch. You got to support the good shows, people. And if they're only doing 7 episodes a season, it's got to be on the bubble. But boy, I hope it catches on, because if they cancel it now, talk about breaking hearts. Oh my gosh. Anyway, but yeah, if you're not watching that, Perry, go give that a view, because it will have you on the edge of your seat. I should also say it is definitely a mature, like a hard mature watch. Not for
the faint of heart.
Yeah. It is a hard R, like Game of Thrones. Hard R. There's not as much. There's not as much like a lot of people think Games of Thrones went way over the top. With with the sex. It's not like that. I would say it's about the same level of Sopranos. Like if you've seen Sopranos, it's like that level. But as far as violence, yeah, there's some ruthless stuff going on in that show. So
très violent.
Yeah, yep. It's fun though. If you're into dark, if you're into dark comedy, If you like Breaking Bad, right up there. It's Breaking Bad good too. So
Let's see, looking through the chat. So Mecha Jared asks, Chad, have you seen Jason Bateman in the film Paul?
Paul. Yeah, he's like a CIA agent. Yes, yeah. That was another good one. Yeah, good call, Jared. Yeah. And who else was in that? It was the Saturday Night Live comedian
Andy
guy.
Samberg?
No.
No. I don't. I know the movie. I cannot remember any of the faces. Wasn't Sigourney Weaver in it?
Yes.
Yeah, she was in it like the very end.
Yeah, she's like in charge of the CIA. And gosh, but the one comedy guy from SNL. Actually, I think they had like two guys. A lot of the same. You're right though. A lot of the same characters in Brooklyn Nine-Nine are in Paul.
Mm-hmm.
But this one comedic guy, he plays like this hard-nosed FBI agent, and he actually was a little scary. Oh, Barry. He's the guy that plays Barry on HBO, which is another great show. Anyway, all the stuff I watch while drawing, I just listen to and I don't watch. I should have that as a disclaimer too. Like lots of times there'll be scenes that I don't pay attention to because I'm drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like later, like for example, like The Big Lebowski. I don't know how old I was when I found out like there was nude scenes in The Big Lebowski because I just listened to it. I don't watch it. So.
Yeah. No, anytime I recommend a show to someone, I'm like, yeah, I listened to this while I was drawing because like I don't know, I can't justify sitting down and like watching something. Like I feel like I always need to be working.
You do. That's your job as an artist. So
yeah,
and that never goes away.
Sweet.
I think Dune was the last movie I actually watched.
I mean, that makes sense. That feels like a movie that you would actually sit down and watch.
Yeah. Almost done
Dune
here.
was really cool.
It was cool. Oh, I heard something that the star got in like some type of trouble. The kid that plays Paul.
Oh, Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah. Do you know anything about that? He was trending.
No.
I hope.
I don't. I really don't keep up with celebrities. Like the only celebrities I keep up with are David Tennant and Michael Sheen, just because I'm obsessed with Good Omens.
Oh.
But that's about it.
I heard a rumor that David Tennant's going to be back as the Doctor for Doctor Who.
Is that why he's been trending?
Okay,
I've been seeing all kinds of like Doctor stuff lately.
Yeah.
Like I've been seeing like clips everywhere of like back when he was the Doctor. I mean, good for him if he is coming back. I've never been much of a Doctor Who fan. I don't know much about the
I love David Tennant
Whoverse.
though. Yeah.
He's great.
Actor. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's marvelous.
He was the best part of Jessica Jones. He's the best Marvel villain they've ever had.
Oh, he plays a villain. I still haven't watched Jessica Jones. I know you told me I need to, but
yes, it is. And it is not the Marvel formula. So this is Jessica Jones was Netflix before before Disney basically pulled everything out and took it to Disney Plus. So it is dark and gritty, but it is wonderful.
It'd be cool to see him in like an actual villain role.
Yeah, he's wonderful. It is great. So
because I'll be honest, I don't have a whole lot of reservations when I say this, but I feel like if I did meet him in real life, like we'd get along. Just like based on what I've seen, I've watched like interviews and stuff. I'm like, I feel like we'd get along. I have a list of people where I'm like, if we ever met in real life, we'd probably get along. Same with Neil Gaiman.
Now, do you ever really want to meet these people?
I don't know.
I'm too scared.
I don't really know.
I'm too scared.
Here's the thing. I already have such low expectations for pretty much everything in life that I think I've become hard to like become disappointed at this point. Because it's just kind of like, okay, like I think I've reached a point in life where I don't really look at anyone and think, oh, flawless, perfection. I'm like, nah, it everyone's got their thing that makes them suck, but that doesn't mean they're terrible.
I don't know.
It just means we're all human.
Yeah, I'm too afraid to do it. I really am. I'm too afraid. Um, so there's a few people that I've gone and got pictures with. Gates McFadden, Dr. Crusher on
Hmm.
Deep Space Nine. Jerry Ryan, 7 of 9 on Voyager. Um, but most of the time when I meet these people, we're in the green room at a Comic-Con,
Yeah.
and I usually I I don't want to approach them there. Does that make sense?
Oh
Like
yeah.
you don't ever
Well,
want
it's
to
it's
like.
one of those. I mean, we talked about this before about like approaching people at cons, and it's like if you're expecting some kind of like I think grand kind of connection or something, there it's probably not going to happen at the con. There's so much going on.
Right. And the green room is where you go to take your break.
Yeah,
So the last thing they want to do is, talk to some gushing nerdy fanboy in the one room where that's not supposed to happen.
exactly.
So, but I still geek out. Um, I was at this one show in London, and the entire cast of Battlestar Galactica came in. Like Edward James
Wow.
Olmos, yeah, Starbuck. Help me. Oh, what's Starbuck's name?
I don't think I can help you.
Katie Sackhoff. Look at that. The brain still works.
Hey.
Katie Sackhoff. Anyway, they all start pulling in. Aaron Gray from the original Buck Rogers. Gil Gerard, Buck Rogers. Twiggy, who I believe has passed away. I can't remember the actor's name. I'm sorry. Anyway, all these stars from like when I was a kid and from like the current Battlestar, and I'm in this room and I'm like freaking out. I played it cool. Like when I say freaking out, I mean like on the inside. Like I'm like
Or just like
"Wah!"
screaming internally.
yeah, like "Wah!" So no, Mel Blanc was the voice, Jared. There was a person inside the Twiggy suit that was not Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc was just the voice actor. So, who also was the voice actor for Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn, Bugs Bunny. I think he pretty much did
Oh,
all
Looney
the
Tunes.
yeah.
Man, I loved Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
He's my favorite Looney Tune.
Really,
Hmm.
I like Bugs.
You would.
Yeah, Bugs taught me
Yeah.
everything I needed to know about life. I was taught by Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely appreciate the wit.
I learned about opera.
Oh my gosh. That is one of the greatest episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, so good. That used to be required viewing in my gesture drawing class, and then too many students thought it was too childish to watch cartoons. I was like,
Then why are they an illustration major?
well, and the name of the class used to be called Drawing for Animation. I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah, it's like why? Okay, honestly, if I've been teaching that class and someone's like, I'm too old to be watching cartoons, I'm like, why are you in this field then?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, what are you doing? Go.
yeah. Go be an accountant.
I will not be disrespected in my own classroom. Go.
Oh, that's a daily thought.
Oh no.
But usually it's
Like,
funny.
I-
It's not the students that do it. It's like other people.
I'd probably go like full Godfather. Like I'd sit back in a chair and I'd be like, hold on. Like you're gonna come to me on this day. You're gonna walk through my door. You're gonna tell me you want to learn animation, but then disrespect the craft.
That is a great
How
Marlon
dare you.
Brando. I think
Thank you.
you might need to be a voice actor, Perry.
I've been told that before.
That was really. I was impressed.
Thank you.
Mel Blanc is dead. So, or Mel Blanc is dead. You need to go fill them shoes right now.
Dude, I was in a Carrabba's one day. One day I was in a Carrabba's, and I was talking to Jennifer, my parental unit, my mother. Yeah, she's my mother. And she like I can't remember what we were talking about or something, but I just know that like I was like minorly inconvenienced or something. Like I think she just forgot to do something, but like yeah, I went full Godfather just like that. I took a sip of my water, I sat back in that booth, and I was like, "You're like family to me. I treat you like family. I take care of you. I look out for you. And this is how you're gonna betray me on this Sunday in a Carrabba's." She was like, "What the heck are you doing?" But you know, it was a great moment.
That's funny. Has she ever seen? Has she ever seen Godfather?
I think she I think she's aware of it. I don't know if she's ever like sat down and watched the movie, but I mean, how can someone not be familiar with the whole like you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding?
Because it's
Like,
it's Utah, and
oh, that's fair.
and there's a giant portion of the population in Utah that cannot watch and will not watch R-rated movies, like my
Oh,
wife.
her favorite movie is Aliens.
Oh, okay.
My
Okay.
mother does not care. Her
Okay.
favorite movie. She can quote Aliens beginning to end, word for word.
You didn't tell me that Jennifer had a nerd card. That's respect right there. You gotta give respect.
She has a nerd card and a horror card. She's a horror junkie.
Wow.
It's weird because she's like one of the most underwhelming looking women you'll ever see. Like she looks so innocent, like pure Mormon mom, blonde hair with bangs and everything.
That's
She doesn't
funny.
make casseroles, but she looks like she could make a casserole.
She looks like she doesn't, but she looks like she could.
Yeah, she looks like she could.
All right, I
Like-
think the inking's done.
Yeah.
So let's color this up. What do you say? Shall we color? Oh, color. I have not.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Oh my gosh, I have not cracked any of these open in months.
Well, then crack them open, Chad.
Oh my heck, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to, honestly. Because, you know, I need a piece of test paper real quick. We can't just
I think
do
I
this.
actually said to her, I'm like, you come to me on the day I could possibly having a daughter who's having a wedding. Because of course I don't have kids, but I still want to use the line.
And you ask me to do this thing. This
Yeah.
thing which I cannot do.
You've minorly inconvenienced me.
Uh-oh.
Did I tell you?
Oh no! Look, it is dead. Look at this. Oh my
Oof.
gosh! Like
You haven't even cracked them open.
there's nothing. That is
Oh wow.
like someone left it out. Oh my heck! Oh my!
Indeed, Allison. How
Oh
dare it?
my gosh! I'm freaking out. Dude,
Oh no.
that better be the only one. I swear. Or
That's the thing. I'm like, if all of them are like that, then
I'm
wow.
I'm a little scared right now. Okay, I do have the refill ink. You know what? Hold on. Okay, I have like this super wide. Okay, super wide for the win.
Hey.
So usually I go light to dark. So let's get all the fleshy bits in here.
Ooh, fleshy bits. At one time, I was talking about decay for some reason, and I was telling Jennifer, I'm like, yeah, when you decay, like the first thing to go are like all of the jelly bits, like referring to viscera and whatnot. And she's like, never call them that again. I'm like, I'm calling them that every single time now, because this has been your reaction.
So if Jennifer's into horror movies and sci-fi horror like Alien, why would that is it appearances? Is it proprietary? Is it programming? Cuz okay, like my mom wanted the Leave It to Beaver family. At least on paper. You know what I mean? Like she
Yeah.
wanted us all to be like polite and educated and you know, pulling chairs out and, you know, and it bugs her to death when we swear, but it's like, it's one of those situations where it's like, we learned it from you, Mom. We learned it from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Is it something like that where it's just like something, it's like a goal of hers because that's the way she was raised?
Like,
Or is
it's a goal of hers to. Well, I don't think I actually heard like what the question is. I heard like all of the context, but not the question.
There's got to be a disconnect in like if that offends her, but she's a fan of those type of films. Like, I doesn't that seem a little
If
oxymoronic?
what offends her, like,
The swearing, the
oh,
talk about the viscera, the talk about.
oh, it wasn't necessarily like it offended her. I think she's just never heard of like intestines being referred to as jelly, like the jelly bits, and that there's kind of like a um, you get like an interesting visual with that. I think because you
Okay,
remember like, oh yeah, organs are squitchy.
was she eating a hot dog at the moment, or?
No, I think we were next to a Chick-fil-A, but not eating Chick-fil-A.
It would have been worse if you were actually eating chitlins in the South.
Oh wow. Well, I'm gonna look at the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything like
Okay,
crucial.
all right,
Let's see.
get in the chat there.
Let's see. Yes, I gotta do my job. Here we go. So, JD Smith, DigiArtist. If you would throw them out, you wouldn't find yourself in this situation, Chad.
Throw what out?
I guess like anything that doesn't work anymore, or like that
You
doesn't like the
don't
pencil.
throw away Copics. That's the whole point of having Copics. Is like, so even if the nibs are ruined, you just put a new nib in and you rehydrate it, and it'll be fine. It's just the fact
Oh
that
yeah.
it's just the fact that I basically didn't do that before the podcast, and it would be really awkward to try and do it now.
This is a live stream, Chad.
Live
Podcasts
stream.
are different.
I know. I'll never. That's something you're going to correct me on until the day I die.
But no, it looks like Allison actually went over all of that. So I'm sorry, JD Smith, you had to hear that twice. But now you will double never forget that they can be refilled.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Prismacolors, like, there's a lot of people that think they're going to save money because Copics are expensive, but they think they're going to save money by buying like inferior brands like the Blick markers or the Touch markers or the Prismacolors. But and Touch is probably the closest competitor to Copic or Copic, however you want to pronounce it. But even with Touch, they don't make the full line of inks for refills, and with Copics they do. So like if you ever run out, you can literally basically replace all the parts of your Copic, and it's just like having a brand new pen. So I'll go back when this is done and get that pen working again. But what worries me though is I know the last time I used it, it was ready to rock and roll. So I don't know why it'd be dry. Like if there's a bad seal, there might be a bad seal. Looks like there's a little bit of a gap on the nip end. The brush, not I meant to say nib, the brush nib. I don't know what I said, but it was the wrong word. Anyway, yeah. So just take care of them. Don't throw them out. They're $7. They're like $8 now, probably. With all the shipping problems, you might not even be able to get them. I haven't even been in the store. I haven't tried to buy a Copic in a long time. All right, there we go. Fleshy bits. Okay,
Woohoo.
I see.
So flesh.
I see a little bit that I forgot, so I'm gonna come in here real quick. Woo!
Oh wow.
What was the dog's Bernie?
Oh no, it's Baxter.
Baxter.
Yeah, like James Baxter.
Beans
I'll be right
Baxter.
back. I'm gonna go see what he's doing.
All right. Baxter's trying to save Perry. There's an axe murderer in the closet, Perry. Watch out! If only we spoke dog. Tragedy could have been averted. All right, let's get some more bloody. Bloody blood, bloody. Okay, I will not forget. Keep reminding me though, Allison.
Okay, I'm back, and I overheard everything. If we could speak dog, it probably wouldn't be axe murder. It would probably be more like, squirrel.
Squirrel.
It would just be like probably a lot more simple than axe murderer. Probably just be like, they're walking. There's someone walking outside. They're leaving. They're leaving. It's good. It's good. False alarm.
Yeah, my dog just. My dog is so scared of everything.
I swear.
Poor Baxter. Baxter's bad day.
Yeah, he's not having a good time, which means I'm not having a good time. Beaster, Beaster.
I don't know what he's licking. I just thought I'd have like the nasty
It's for
tongue.
visual.
Yeah.
It's for, visual effect. It's the aesthetic. I think there's like neighbors out and about,
Ah,
so he's
yeah.
he's freaking going back to that whole herding thing of like I must protect the land, and it's like Baxter, that is a 3-year-old child. I don't think the land is threatened.
So, JD Smith, digital artist, is basically. I think what JD wants to know is like why the tongue looks the way it does, and I take a lot like whenever I do a comic book, actually whenever I do anything, I try to make sense out of that thing. So with Death Watch, it's basically going to be like me trying to make sense of like how vampires could actually exist. And so I steal a lot of things from actual nature. And if you've ever seen, I think it's a slug or a worm. When they eat, they just sort of project out like this really gross looking, like almost veiny.
Oh, that like web.
Yes.
We looked up this worm.
Yes, we did. Yeah, and
It's like a. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember. It's like a ribbon, some kind of ribbon worm, because like it shoots out this like white like web
yes,
looking thing that's like it attacks nerves, I believe, and that's how it attacks.
yeah.
It like stuns its prey.
So yeah, and that's what the tongue does. And I'm getting like all these crazy alarms, and it's. Let me just make sure my children aren't on fire. Uh-oh.
Probably a good thing to check.
Okay, one's from Allie, so that's... Oh no. Crap.
Are they on fire?
No, Tasty got sent home. They have to do a temperature check every day when they go to work. She works at Walmart,
Oh.
and she has a temperature, which is not good.
Mm.
Which means I will not be on campus next week until I get a COVID test. I want COVID to be over. Please, COVID.
Did I ever tell you that scallops have eyes?
What's that? What?
Did I ever tell you that scallops have eyes?
No. Aren't
Oh.
scallops like shellfish?
Yeah, they're mollusks.
So where are their eyes at then? Wait. Okay, but snails are mollusks too, and snails have eyes. But I thought
They don't have scallop eyes.
Well, I thought a scallop was basically like an oyster. I don't.
Yeah, it's like it's
know.
like the Yeah, so okay. Because scallops do like the whole open thing, like pearl oyster kind of like a scallop thing. They do that where like they open,
Uh-huh.
like they got the little hinge on the back and they open up like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so right along the edge where like the shells are, that's where the eyes are, and they can have like up to 200, I think.
What? So what are they?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you have that many eyes if like you couldn't move? Like, what's the evolutionary advantage
Well, you
to
can't.
that?
I mean, you can't move, so I guess to be hyper aware of what's around you, because it's like I may not be moved, but I'm gonna see literally everything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch myself get eaten and caught and fried up in a pan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Allison. She said, "Oh no, I can't eat that anymore."
I know.
Yeah, it like, because if you were to Google it and like look at scallops with eyes, it looks like some kind of Lovecraftian beast.
Oh my heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish like you could take the camera every now and then and just be like, okay, we're gonna watch this scallop video.
Also, watching how scallops move is really fun. They can move, actually. They can swim.
Scallops?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I don't know
Yeah,
anything about any of this stuff. It's not like I'm a marine biologist. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I mean,
they just
snails
kind of,
move.
flutter about like a butterfly or something. Like they just kind of, like how in SpongeBob the scallops fly around like birds.
I've never. I've never.
Okay, well, anyone who
watched.
knows SpongeBob, that's how they move.
I've never watched it,
It's okay.
but I have watched Ren and Stimpy. Pretty sure Ren and
Okay.
Stimpy was the SpongeBob for my generation.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like I've seen a couple of clips from Ren and Stimpy, and oh my gosh, that some of that stuff I'm like, this would never pass on
No.
today's television. Like
It will
not at all.
Nope, not in a million years. Matter of fact, you can't even really. I mean, all they do is
Like,
beat each other
you
up
can't
and call each
watch
other
it.
stupid. So, yeah.
Well, no, like the two scenes that stood out to me so much, where I was like, this would never make it. There's an episode where I think they're getting fan mail, and Stimpy is getting like significantly more fan mail than Ren for obvious reasons. And like Ren has an absolute like crisis over it. And one night, like Stimpy is sleeping, and he goes, like Ren has this whole monologue about how easy it would be just to murder Stimpy in his sleep. And I'm like, what? And he just has like this psychotic break in the end, and that's what stops him. But I'm like, huh, that was something.
I can't remember. There's one episode where they're like door-to-door salesmen, and they come to this house. And
Is it with the horse?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And the horse
I know
is like,
exactly what you're talking about.
call the police. And the guy's wearing nipple the
Like the bottle top.
yes. What
cap
are those
things.
called? Are they rubber nipples?
They're like, yeah, they're like baby bottle
Yeah.
like, nipple things. Yeah,
Yeah. On
I do remember that.
on his,
The very
on his
silent, like,
kneecaps. Yeah.
yeah, just call the police.
And I was at that age where I was just starting to get those jokes, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. Powdered Toast Man. Oh my gosh.
Toast man.
Dude, do you remember Powdered Toast Man?
Yes, I know powdered toast man.
He like,
Well, 'cause, like,
moved around by farting powdered toast on everything. Oh
well, 'cause
my
the thing that I
gosh.
grew up on, like, cause yeah, of course I was around for like the whole SpongeBob thing, but this, I was an Invader Zim kid,
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Cause it just, oh my gosh, I watch it now, and it cracks me up because I swear it has not lost its relevance.
No. Nor
'Cause,
will
yeah,
it
the
ever.
whole show.
There
I
will
know.
always be disgruntled humans that want to murder the rest of. Well, okay, I'm thinking Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, but Invader Zim is an alien embodiment of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. So, anyway.
Well, and like there are certain things about that show that just like crack me up. Like on Valentine's Day, how they hand out meat slabs to like show affection, and it's like you can just like dispense meat into cups, like just that weird like fixation with meat.
Good stuff.
Like that was great. Yeah, I love Zim so much. There was like any chance I get to quote it, I will, because there was one day when I was asked to help someone who I consider an enemy, and I was like, you know what? It was actually my mother. She was like, yeah, I need you to
Aw.
help me to help this person, and I was like, you know what? When we get home, I have my exact response for this. I went up to my room, I turned on the Halloween episode of Invader Zim, and I was like, okay, Jennifer, come here. And it's that whole part where Dib is like, you need to help me because I keep like going into this other dimension. And Zim has this whole monologue of like you want me to help you? You come to me like your genius, most amazing enemy, and you ask for help? And it's just like this whole thing, and I'm like, that's my response.
Poor Jennifer.
just like, there you go. I think Zim has said enough.
Mm.
So yeah, that was definitely, and I also think it helped shape my sense of humor
Oh yeah, for
a
sure.
lot. Well, because even watching the Zim movie that came out, I think in 2019, I think is when that came out. Which, first of all, it was so good, and I'm very happy about that because I was terrified. I'm like, if this is awful, then I'm gonna be heartbroken. It was great,
There's
but
always
like
that
right
fear
from
that they're gonna mess up a beloved property.
right,
I was, I had seen Blade Runner 2049, and I actually think visually it's a better movie than the original Blade Runner.
hmm
Um, story wise, I think it's on par. But so I was hopeful. But like, if they messed Dune up, I would have been
oh, you would have been up in
apoplectic.
arms.
Yep, yep.
But no, there's this part like kind of right towards the beginning where Dib's dad, Professor Membrane, which also like they really amped up his character in the movie, and I'm like, this is cool. But he says this whole thing to Gaz, like, oh, it's like it's just a phase that Dib is going through, honey. When I was a kid, I thought that sharks were my friends. He flips around, throws his glove off. He just has this robotic arm and just like silently kind of says, I know better now. And then immediately goes back to, it'll be fine. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why I ended up like this.
So I did the same thing. Watched like one of the first movies I ever went to the actual theater for. My uncle was a Marine, and then after he left the Marine Corps, he joined the Navy Reserve and became like a commander in the Navy. And anyway, he took us to see Rambo: First Blood when I was like 4. I don't know if you're familiar with that property, but
Say it one more time.
Rambo: First Blood. Okay, so Sylvester Stallone is known for two things: being Rocky and Rambo.
Mm. Okay.
And anyway, I mean, it's basically this Green Beret that gets back from Vietnam, and he's trying to reconnect with all the people in his platoon from Vietnam, and he has major PTSD. Before, and this is back when they didn't know what PTSD was, or they just call it being shell shocked or whatever. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, he basically murders like the entire law enforcement department of this small town in like Eugene, Oregon, or like he just goes crazy on him. And anyway,
Mm.
yeah, not appropriate for 4-year-olds, but
Probably not.
yeah. Anyway, it took me a while to basically figure out that my contemporaries didn't know who Rambo was, and I probably shouldn't be like drawing Rambo pictures at school. Anyway, did you ever get like blowback from anything on that you read on Johnny the Homicidal Maniac or Invader Zim?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I think I was in like junior high or something, and we actually had an assignment where we had to draw a comic, like our favorite comic book character. And like I wasn't that big into comics at the time. And I'm like, well, I know this one comic that I'm really into because of, Jonan Vasquez. So I drew Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and they're like, what is this? Perry, what is this? And I'm like, oh, a
Oh,
lad.
it's a boy serial killer.
Just the man, the myth, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Yeah. But he only killed
Johnny.
annoying people.
Yeah, just like
Like
here's the thing though. I swear his definition of annoying just kind of changed on the
Yeah.
time of day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
when he murdered the one kid for working at 7-Eleven and letting the Slurpee machine break down. But I felt that in my bones. Growing up in Las Vegas, like Slurpees were the elixir of life. Like in the summertime, it'd be like 117 degrees outside.
mhm.
And nothing cooled you off better than a Slurpee. So like going in and not having the Slurpee machine working at the local Sev, that was punishable by death. So like,
Oh.
yeah. So I empathize with that. I'm making sure my markers are my lids are closed tight. Okay, let's see now. Okay, question time. Do we stick with the blue, or do we give him a more fleshy? What color should I do the eyes? Yellow?
Um, hmm, that's a good question.
Let's see. I think
Also,
we're
let's
gonna
see.
do.
Oh, Mecha Jared says people would look at me strange for liking anything from Junji Ito.
I don't know
You
what that
know?
is, Jared.
Oh, come on.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
What?
All right, tell me.
Yeah.
What
Hold
is
on.
it?
Wait, hold on. Well, he's a manga, he's a horror artist. Horror manga artist. I'm going to find like one of his popular works and I'll send it to you over Discord because I swear once you see his art, you'll know what this is. You may not know the
What
artist,
was
but
it?
yeah.
Was it something like Death Note or?
No, hold on. Junji Ito. He does a lot of like spiral stuff, like Uzumaki.
Never heard of him.
You're about to.
All
You're
right.
about to heard of it.
All right. All right. Educate me.
I will.
All right.
Today it is the student who will do the educating.
The
Here I
educating.
go.
All right. Do it.
Oh, I friggin' will. Here I go. I can't type.
Me neither.
I'm so thrown off by the fact that you don't know who Junji Ito is. I've lost my ability to type.
Oh no. Okay. Let's blame it on me.
I will. Okay. So, okay. I will upload a file.
Oh man, I swear I gotta get new glasses. Like so bad. I'm so blind. I literally can't. My eyes won't focus anymore. I can like focus on one thing, but if I'm looking here and then I look at the chat, it ain't happening. My eyes like screw you, old dude. Not happening no
Okay.
more.
I just sent you a picture in Discord, and this is like one of his
Okay.
most famous looking
Okay,
panels.
I gotta take a look. It's Discord time. Discord time. Okay, I've seen this. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
Junji Ito
Okay.
with the spiral eye.
Yeah. That is disturbing
Okay.
stuff. Yeah. Oh,
This is Tomi is my favorite.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless
Maybe
you.
not. It's in my nose. I got the COVID.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Well, I mean, don't jinx it. Just
I
last
know.
week we were talking about how like we're Squid Gaming it up in here
I know.
with the final survivors.
I know. And now my daughter. I mean, if she has a fever, that's not a good sign, right? I mean, that can't be a good sign if you have a fever. So I think I might be the next eliminated from COVID Squid Game.
I gotta be honest, I didn't think I'd make it this far.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried. I mean, I know statistically my chances are good, but I'm also like super overweight, and I think that's like the number one comorbidity, besides maybe having
Well,
like
I mean-
an autoimmune disorder. So
Well, I mean, they keep saying because you're vaccinated and boosted, right?
I'm vaccinated and boosted.
I mean, they're saying that yeah, the latest. I keep wanting to call it like Unicron, the Unicron variant,
right, the Transformer.
but that's not what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I keep hearing that yeah, it is less fatal than the other ones if you're like fully boosted
Vaxxed,
and whatnot. You should be good to go.
yeah,
You might just get like like a flu or a cold or something.
yeah. Well, I think the other thing that just worries me is like everyone in my family, they're same like vaxxed and whatnot, and they got it and they had a rough time. They had a rough time.
Oh,
Yeah, my little brother, who's like one of my little brother's, he works construction, so he's still like really fit, and he's like it's
Hey,
no joke.
is a scary one or
What's that?
well, because I feel like I remember you telling me about one of your siblings that's kind of like I don't know, he beat you up or something, or like he was like the tough one, or
He's super. Yes, he's the super tough one. He's the one.
okay.
Well, okay. So what happened is like I was 16 and he was 12, and he had a friend over at our house, and he was like showing off with a friend. So I beat the crap out of him. And what happened is he waited till I fell asleep, and then like got into my room with an aluminum baseball bat and was standing over me in my sleep, and woke me up and was like, "If you ever hit me again, I'll cave your skull in." And I never touched him again. Like I knew he was dead serious. Like I learned that day. I learned that day. Like people who win fights are the people who are willing to take that fight further than you're willing to take it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like the level of technology you have. It doesn't matter like if you know if you don't believe in your cause, you know, like my little brother's like, I don't care if I spend the rest of my life in jail, I will cave your skull in. And like I'm like, okay, dude, like I just don't want you, you know, showing off in front of your friends, like, but I don't want my head like I knew he would do it. So yeah, I never touched him again. Never touched him again. Even though I was like 4 years older than him, like, And then, like, you know, let's see, how old was I? I mean, basically, when I came back from my mission, you know, his arms were probably twice the size of my arms. I mean, yeah. So yes, he's basically terrifying. But he's a good, you know, I don't want him to sound like a sociopath. I mean, this is what brothers do. Like, you know, it's funny. My nephews, my older brother has 3 boys, and my family growing up, that's what we had. There's 3 boys, and they're constantly trying to kill each other. So it's just something boys do. Like I think my brother had to stop his youngest from caving in the middle child's head with a rock, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. So
that's some real Cain and Abel stuff going on right there. Wow,
it really is. Yeah. So those teeth are looking fun.
Fun teeth.
Fun teeth. But yeah, good times in the Harden household. No, it was really funny. Like my son Chad, little Chad, he always wanted a brother. He was like so bummed that he didn't get to be like the big brother and have a little brother. And then like we'd go to like family events, and Tass's boys would just be like beating the crap out of each other, just like, you know, like throwing wrenches at each other's head, like, you know. And my brother and Chad's watching this, going like, you know what? I sort of dig my sisters. Like they'll tell me I'm pretty and, you know, comb my hair, you know, spoil them, you know. And he's like, you know, never mind, Dad. I don't need any brothers. So
yeah, this is fine. This works for me.
Yeah, and they do. They love him. It's funny. Like I swear, Michaela, who's my oldest, she just thought Chad was like her personal doll. She literally carried him around by his head for like the first 2 years of his life. Just drug him everywhere like a rag doll. It was funny. They were cute kids. Now they're all grown up. Grown up and gone.
I'm pretty sure I told you the story about how I ended up sending my cousin to the ER, right?
No, I want to hear this.
Oh, okay. I thought I told you this story. Okay.
Maybe you have. Maybe I'm just forgetting. But go ahead.
Okay. So back when I was 6, I think, yeah, that's about how old I was. I was living in my aunt's basement. So it was me and my little brother downstairs, and it was my 2 cousins upstairs. The younger of the 2 cousins, he comes down and he's like, man, you know, my sister's really bothering me and like all this stuff. Hey, Perry, can you help me? Can you help me take care of this? And I was like, all right, I need you to go get me something valuable of hers. I'll meet you upstairs in 5. I wasn't even the one that had beef with her. I was a hired hit.
Oh my gosh. This is getting dark.
Upstairs. I go upstairs with a blanket. And I was like, all right, what you bring me? And he's like, here. So he gives me, I think, like a trophy of hers or something. And I was like, all right, perfect. So I spread the blanket out in the hallway. I put the trophy at the end, and I'm like, all right, and now we wait.
Oh my gosh.
Sure enough, here comes my other cousin. She goes to get her trophy thing. I yank that blanket with all the force I have. She fell and ended up cracking her head open on an air vent on the floor. And she had to be taken to the ER to go get stitches. And I was told about how I should never do something like that again. And I haven't. But I was like, huh.
But you didn't plan to really hurt. You just wanted to sort of hurt.
Yeah, like it's not like, you know, I was downstairs and I'm like, how can I?
Yeah.
how can I just really start my villain arc at the pure age of 6? Like,
Oh my gosh, you were 6?
I was
Oh
6.
boy. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh wow.
Yeah, I was 6 years old. But yeah, no, I've never sent anyone to the ER since, which
Good.
I think is an accomplishment.
We're setting the bar low here on Creating Comics. That was
And
the last
yeah, we
time I
just never spoke
hospitalized
about
someone.
it.
That's funny. Were you close after that? Like, or were you like just weird the rest of your lives?
Oh, we've always been weird.
Oh, okay.
Like, but I mean, here's the thing though. It's not like I'm just weird with that cousin. I'm weird with all the cousins because I think all of them are like, there's something going on there I don't understand, and I'm like, I don't understand it, but I have to live with it. So I'm just gonna draw my pictures and sit in the corner.
So I grew up next door to my cousins Kyle and Robbie.
Hmm.
So they were, so I have an older brother Tass, a younger brother Mikey, and then next door, Kyle was my age, but he was the youngest, and then Robbie was Tass's age. So it was really like having two older brothers and then a brother my age and then a younger brother. So it was, and we were thick as thieves. I mean, and if you messed with one of us, you messed with all of us. Like I remember this one time, we were over at the church doing scouts, and this 19-year-old kid punched my little brother, and so I just told you the story of what Mikey did to me, like when I punched him. So Mikey jumped up, and he was 12. Jumped up and popped this 19-year-old kid in his, like, square in his jaw, just like, and he couldn't reach him without jumping, but he jumped up and popped him square in the jaw. And this 19-year-old kid beat the living crap out of him. I mean, but anyway, so we all went to his house and waited for him to come outside, and took bloody vengeance. I mean, we were sort of, yeah.
Wow.
It was a little Wild West. Times were a little different back then, but yeah. So we we beat each other up, but we were like the only ones that could beat each other up. If any outsider laid a finger on anyone, it was on. So and
I
that's
feel like that's just kind of like, I feel like that's almost like a sibling code.
yeah, it
Like,
is. Yeah.
I can make fun of you, I can be, whatever, but the second anyone else tries to do it, then there's trouble.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway,
See,
he never messed with Mikey ever.
Micah Jared says, my sisters used to beat me up too. It wasn't just the guys in my house.
Oh wow.
Well, I had a friend, like, back in the day, and she would tell me, like, she told me that apparently her and all of her brothers, they would put, like, sticks of butter in the freezer, and then they would get a tube sock. And so you put the solid butter in the tube sock, and now you have a weapon.
So we did that with
And-
soap.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a term for it. It's like Code 9 or something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think that's like Code 9, where you put the soap in the sock and then like you just beat the living stuffings out of it. And I guess the sock is supposed to prevent you from bruising.
Oh, like a phone book.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But yes, I think it's called a Code 9. I don't know.
Let's see, Frog Toys 2 just joined saying, how are we doing today?
We are doing good. We're working on commissions. We're just layering in these Copics ever so slowly. I don't know why. I really need to speed up. But the whole purpose of this drawing was to... Yeah, we're having a good time.
Yeah.
The purpose, though, is to get warmed up so we can just jump into the commissions. It's not to spend all evening on one drawing, which right now that's what we're doing. So, anyway, I'll speed up.
We're just having a live, laugh, lovely time.
Yep. Talking about all the crimes that we committed as children and never got punished for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not kidding you though. Like the stuff we pulled off as kids, Like I'll give you an example. There's a girl in Utah that made a dry ice bomb, and like she went to jail for it. Like she was like Miss Teen USA or something like that. They like stripped her of her title and like oh my gosh, when we were kids, we lived for fireworks. Like oh man. Anyway, I would not have made it in today's society. We were a lot more unsupervised and a lot more free. But yeah, we'd all be in jail, all of us. My whole group. All right, let's see. We're gonna
Whole
do
crew.
a warm one. What's the statute of limitations on blowing things up? Maybe we shouldn't be talking about it on a live stream.
That's the thing. I'm like, I don't know. I don't deal in
I know, right?
that.
Stories you shouldn't tell on a live stream.
Yeah, I was a 2000s kid. Like the most exciting, pyrotechnic I ever got was like those little poppy things you throw on the ground.
Oh, man, we're gonna have to have a. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know
It was
what?
like late 90s, early
We're
2000s.
gonna change the subject before the NSA, before the FBI starts listening to this. But I'm just like going, oh, I could teach you in the ways of. We did some crazy stuff. We used to build model rockets. I don't know if you ever got into any of that as a kid. You know the ones where they have like the single engine in them, and then you see how high they can go, and then the parachute comes out.
I mean, we did that for my physics class in high
Okay.
school.
All right, so imagine
Like yeah.
we would do stuff like that, but then we would convert it into a missile launcher, like
So changing the subject. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
I just hit our camera with it. Yeah, change the subject, Barry.
So, I don't know. I'm thinking a lot about fondue lately. I've become quite fond of it.
All right, let's do this. Oh,
Well, 'cause-
now hang on.
huh.
You said you made the macaroni and cheese, right?
Yeah, I made that mac and cheese from TikTok.
All right, that's what I'm doing for dinner. I'm gonna make that
Do
for
it.
my kids.
Oh yeah, because I was telling you about how like I made a ton of mac and cheese, but like I can't eat it because cheese makes me sick.
Oh,
So I was like, well, got mac and cheese here. It was a fun experience, I guess, putting it together.
sounds so good right now. Crepes
But
and
yeah,
macaroni
for
and cheese in one day. I maybe I should pace myself. I mean, I already.
yeah, it was Jennifer's birthday on the 30th, and
Happy
she
birthday,
loves
Jennifer.
yeah, and she loves the melting pot up in Salt Lake.
And this is the
If you-
fondue.
Yeah, it's a fondue restaurant. So yeah, went there for dinner, and like they do a full like I mean you can order a la carte because they have like the cheese fondue, the like meat fondue, they have dessert fondue, like they have a lot of fondue.
And
Which
the,
makes
the
sense.
dessert fondue's chocolate, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, like you can dip stuff in chocolate, but
Which sounds
but yeah they have an
delicious.
option. Like they have an option where you can do like a whole 4-course dinner for two. And yeah, they start you off with like your cheese fondue, and oddly enough, that usually ends up being my favorite course. Like I don't know. Oh wait, hold on.
Why
Someone's
wouldn't it
giving
be?
me like wait, someone's giving me cheese advice in the chat. Hold on.
Let's do this.
Oh, maybe you need cheese that is reduced fat. Maybe. I also just think I'm sensitive to lactose. Like I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm just like sensitive to it, I think. I have no idea. It's been a question that's puzzled scientists for years because I've been tested multiple times.
Huh.
And every time they're like, "You're fine." And I'm like, "No, I'm not, Steven. No, I'm not."
Steven, your doctor. Steven.
Yeah.
Just
I was
a
like,
random name.
What's a random name I can throw out here? Steven, no. But yeah, so when they bring out the cheese, first of all, some of the cheese like blend things that they do are so good. Oh my gosh. They have this one called the Alpine that is my favorite, and it's like like Gruyere and raclette and like a few other different cheeses, but they also add like white wine and like a little bit of nutmeg,
Oh my
and
gosh,
it's
that sounds
so
so good.
it's so good.
I'm like salivating.
Yeah, it is so
Watch our
good. And
viewership like skyrocket as we talk about cheese. How many people did we lose when we were talking about like blowing things up and like violence? And then
I think
we
like two.
start talking about we start talking about cheese, like viewership goes up.
Well, and like they bring you this little tray that has, like some kind of white bread, some kind of like probably rye bread or something, but they also have pretzel bread.
Nom!
And the pretzel bread
Okay,
is where it gets real.
so for our next intern outing, I'm gonna take you guys to the Bohemian. They
Oh, what's
have
that?
they have a cheese pretzel. It's like a German food restaurant, and
Okay.
they have a beer cheese pretzel. Ooh la la! It's so good.
Ooh.
It's so good. Anyway,
But they
oh,
also have like green apples on this tray, and there's something about having the green apples like dipped in the cheese that just tastes so good.
really? I
It's
would
so good.
never have guessed that.
Like because I mean I eat fruit with like okay, fruit with cheese isn't that weird to me because I'll make things like Monte Cristo
Uh huh.
sandwiches
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like some kind of fancy cheese with like blueberry preserves, like raspberry preserves, just whatever. And yeah, so that wasn't that weird to me, and I'm like, man, this is delicious. And they have like
Sounds
veggies on it. They had like cauliflower and broccoli, and yeah, so that cheese course. Oh, that cheese course could kill. I would gladly sacrifice a virgin for that cheese course. It's so good. But and yeah, then you have like your meat course. Well, they bring you out a salad. But then they have like your main course, your meat course or something. And they have a create your own where I think you choose like 4 or 5 different kind of meats or something to bring out, but they have some that are like pre-put together. So the one I got, it had like chicken, steak, tuna, and shrimp, I believe. And they bring you out a pot that either has like hot broth in it or like hot oil,
Uh huh.
and you cook it in there.
Okay.
And there's like sauces and whatnot, and it's pretty good.
It sounds wonderful.
And then, of course, there's the dessert course, which they have a whole bunch of different kinds of dessert courses where you can get like either, all milk chocolate, all dark chocolate, all white chocolate, like the generic whatever's.
Uh huh.
But the one that we got, it's called the Flaming Turtle, I think.
Okay.
So it's like chocolate and caramel and whatnot, and like they pour some rum into it and they light it on fire right in front of you. So you have like this nice little like fire going, and they throw like some candied pecans up in there,
Oh
and
my gosh.
yeah, you have a little tray that has like fruits and marshmallows and like little pound cakes and brownie. Like it just ah, it's so good.
I sounds like heaven.
Okay, but I've been neglecting the chat while I've been talking about food. So
All
let me
right,
see.
get caught up on the
Um,
chat. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Let's see. Frog Toys 2 says, um, yeah, cheese. My nickname in high school was Cheese Man.
Nice.
Oh, to those who don't know, my last name is Colby. You know?
Ah!
There you go.
There you go. Colby cheese. Good cheese.
Yeah, Mecha Jared says cheese pretzels are awesome, especially the really big ones. And then Frog Choice 2 asks, art question, does the sound markers make bother anyone else, or is it just me? Like that kind of like squeaky noise where
Yeah. If your Copics are making that noise, they need ink. That's
yeah, they're probably too dry.
yeah. They're too dry. Yep. But yes, it's like fingers on a chalkboard. It'll trigger like a asthma response, a negative one where you're like rah. Not like the good ones where you have like an out of body experience.
Wow. Well, we're not about to turn this chat into drug use, so back to food.
No, no, asthma's not drug use. It's the
Oh, I heard aspirin, and I was
no no
like,
no
I didn't know
no.
aspirin could do that to you, but
Or
okay.
what? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. What's the one? What's the one where like certain sounds like give you the goosebumps? And
Oh, oh, I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
okay, I probably said it wrong. Leave it to Chad to say it wrong. All right, what do we think? What do we think? What do we think? I'm
I'm
liking it.
liking the blue.
Yeah. Yeah, the blues, it's nice to layer in those shadows. I want to
Hmm.
get a little bit of a darker blue. Let's hope this darker blue works. And then we're gonna start drawing on another one. Perry. Oh, it's too dry. I don't know. And it's the same color. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, let's try this one. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we're gonna do just a little bit of an outline.
See, Micah Jared says, now that's going to scare small children. Excellent work.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Hey.
Seriously,
Just
I
remember,
want
I've seen, like...
I
Oh, wait,
want
what?
people to be afraid of our vampires. They are not sparkly, friendly vampires that you want to marry.
You know, I think the reality of the situation, though, is that someone is still going to want to marry this.
You know what? That's true because people are crazy. Um, have you watched that Netflix documentary on the Night Stalker?
Oh, wait, real quick. Frog Choice 2 asks, so what is Death Watch?
Oh, I'm sorry. So
So what is it, Chad?
Death Watch is the comic that Mecha Jared and I are making for Artist Elite, and it is the first comic that is 100% produced by Hard Art Studios. Um, and it's going to be basically, Jared at the helm of the writing chores, and me at the helm of the art chores. But it's going to be my first solicited book. Like I've done Kickstarters, I've done well, I've basically done Kickstarters, but this one's going to be solicited for publication. I'm not sure if it's going to be through Diamond, but it's going to be a physical book and not a Kickstarter first. So that's where all of our attention's going, and it's going to be. Jared has the synopsis. I believe his tagline is Castlevania meets Hammer Horror. And it's a vampire book. The vampires are not nice. It's not a Stephanie Meyer vampire. It's definitely more. Vampires are very, very bad people that you don't want to be messing with. But we're gonna have a good time with it. I've always wanted
Oh,
to.
Kabong Inc. just joined.
Oh, cool.
Hello.
Hello. But usually when I work for my publishers like DC, even when I did Temerity, when you do sort of like when it's owned by other people, you all have to come into agreement on like levels of violence and things like that. And like I said, I'm sort of the type of person where it's like gratuitous violence is okay. So it's gonna be up there. I'm not gonna pull punches when it comes to like gore and monsters. It's gonna be scary. So I've always wanted to do a horror comic. Basically, this is gonna be our first venture into it, and hopefully fans respond. I think it's time to have some non-friendly vampires. We'll see if we can make them as popular as sparkly vampires. So, and then on the name Death Watch, the reason why we called the comic Death Watch is because when Jared and I were researching the story, we found out. So, every culture, especially sort of primitive cultures before modern medicine, the line between when people were dead and when people were alive was a lot more blurry. People didn't actually know if someone was in a coma or if someone was sleeping. And so they would have rituals where they would they would basically watch dead people and see if they reanimated. So if you came from like the British Isles, the Irish they called it having a wake, and they would basically gather around and hopefully their loved ones would wake up and recover. In the Eastern European, in between Europe and Asia, in the Transylvania, Ural Mountain, Caspian Sea region of Europe, they didn't call it a wake. They called it a death watch. And usually if someone reanimated, they basically murdered them because it was a sign that they were vampires. And they have like this whole really super weird tradition. Like they would bury people in mazes. So if they reanimated after they were buried, they couldn't find their way home. Just all this crazy lore. And anyway, so Death Watch is basically the title we chose because there's going to be like this whole culture built around like, what do you do when your beloved dead reanimate and try to eat you. So anyway, it'll be fun. Be a lot of fun if you're a horror fan. It's going to be right up your alley. If it's not, then I've done plenty of stuff that's rated T for teens. Choice of my older work. But I just think it'd be fun to do creepy vampires. And there's other stuff too, but that's my sales pitch. How did I do, Jared?
I think you actually said at one point, yeah, you got the blurb exact. That's what it is.
Okay. So that's what Death Watch is, and hopefully, I have a few books that I got to finish first. I gotta finish my preview pages for Death Watch. And if you've been watching the streams, we've been doing a lot of concept artwork for it. That's all stuff that I'm trying to get turned into Artist Elite so that they can publish it for previews. And once I get that done, once I get my preview pages done, I got to finish 2 other books. I actually have a DC book assignment. I'm coming back for Harley. Just 1 issue. I'm not coming back onto the series. But I'm doing a 1 issue of Harley for the 30th anniversary of Harley Quinn. So that'll be fun. And then I also have a book that I'm finishing up. I shouldn't say finishing. I'm halfway through for Jimmy Palmiotti for Paper Films. So lots of stuff happening right now. And then I also have about 30 commissions to finish. So, yeah. Busy. One thing at a time, though. How do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. But that's what Death Watch is. Hope that answers questions. It should be fun. We're going to have fun with it. I need to be done with this. Perry, we've almost been on for... It's almost been 2 hours, and I'm still in the warm-up sketch.
I was going to say, it's 4:55, because I'm going to have to jump off in 5 minutes.
I know. So, are you jumping off this Discord? Do you have other people that join you on your Discord when you do your stream?
Like Discord or... not so far, it's just been me.
Okay.
Like, it's just been me talking while I draw and stuff, trying to think of, like, something.
Do you want me to be your co-host? And I'll just keep drawing on here, and we'll just, like, I don't know. I'll keep drawing on here. You jump on your Twitch.
And well, because I'm not streaming until 6, so we still have like an hour.
Yeah, I gotta take a break. I mean, I've been doing this 2 hours. I gotta get up and stretch.
Yeah.
But that way I can keep drawing and working on commissions. People can keep watching. I could just like put on like my Be Right Back or And then we could start up whenever you're ready to go again, and just keep the stream going. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to do anything you don't want to, but
Let's see, are you saying like I stay on your stream or you come jump on my stream?
I'm gonna jump on your. So you're gonna be talking for your stream, and I'll be you for your stream. But I'm gonna keep.
Oh, we're gonna
I'm
switch
gonna
the
keep drawing. We're
roles.
gonna switch the roles. I'm gonna be your Perry, and you're gonna be Chad.
Okay. I get to be Chad.
Okay, so I'll put up the be right back on this, and or do you think that would be better? Or do you think it would be better to end it and then just come back? What?
That's gonna be like an hour. I'd probably say just go ahead and end it, and
Okay,
then
and then
we
come
can
back.
start up fresh at 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guys, if you're watching now, we're gonna take a break. We'll come back in an hour, and then I'll draw this. I'll draw this commission. This commission is for. Where's my list?
Oh wait, hey Chad,
Yes.
real quick before we dip out, there's a question in the chat
Uh huh.
from ArtLover11. Random question: have you ever had to write or plan out a mystery comic / graphic novel? Any advice for how to go about that? And if you're asking, I'm not sure if you're asking for my Twitch name, but it's just the same as like my username everywhere. I'll type it in the chat.
Yeah, type it in the chat. And I'm not a writer. That's a Jared question. The only so when I write, I basically just
Thank you,
draw
Allison.
it, and then I add words. And this is like the first comic that I've ever done any type of anything like that. This is brand new to me. So, and I have Jared there to hold my hand, so it's not like I'm doing it on my own. So, and I'll give you an example. So Jared has written 16 pages of Death Watch, or no, I'm sorry, 20 pages of Death Watch, and I just did the preview, and that's it. And maybe I'll do the prologue. I don't know, but everything else is Jared's story. So that's a question for Jared, but he's in the chat, so feel free to ask him. Maybe not this time because we're going to close it down, but we'll. So, like I said, if you want to watch me draw, I think I have a Lady Death commission first. It's a pulp fiction homage Lady Death cover. So, if you're not a Lady Death fan, how should I say this? Lady Death is sort of a pinup type character. So just, if that's not your thing, just know that coming in. But if it is your thing, we'll be back. We'll be back on Twitch in an hour. And like I said, I'll be Perry's co-host. So that should be interesting. Should be fun though. So
Yeah, it'll be fun to flip the roles.
yeah, it should be. I have to get in the read mode though. I'm not kidding you. Like right now, I'm doing this to try and get my bifocals to focus on my chat. It will not happen because I have too much stuff in between. So it'll be fun, but we'll figure it out. So, alrighty, that's it for right now. We'll be back in an hour drawing Lady Death. See you soon. Bye bye.
See you in an hour. Bye.